Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Wrestle Region with me, TheOnlyLozza, and I'm just going to do a quick review of Battleground. It's gone like 4 o'clock in the morning here, so I'm really tired. It was a really good show overall. I'll give it a B. Yeah, I think B is a fair grade to give it. So the kickoff show was Breezango versus the Usos. I was really hoping Breezango would get the win, and they did, so that's really, really good. And hopefully, I'm hoping they get a push from here, because I feel like it could be sort of Eminem-like, sort of Melina, Nitro, and Joey Mercury. And yes, I really think they can go on here and like maybe tag against teams like American Alpha, trying to the Vaudevillains, the Hype Pros, and other teams they could maybe get into it with on SmackDown. So hopefully Breezango go on from here and become like a really good tag team. Next match to kick off the sort of main show was the Diva tag match, where we found out Sasha's mystery opponent, Sasha Banks' mystery opponent, which was Bayley. And not very clear where Bayley's going to go from here, if it was like a one-off appearance on the main roster, or is she going to be going to Raw or SmackDown. I think like you have to sort of strike with Bayley while the iron's hot, in a way. She's done her sort of skint on NXT now, and she's done really, really well. So I think it's time for her to come to the main roster. You'd think she'd probably go to Raw if she did come on, purely because you got Charlotte and Sasha on the show. But, you know, she could also fit on SmackDown, depending how they're going to deal with the women's division on SmackDown. But anyway, really good match, really good entertaining tag team match to start the main Battleground show. Sasha making Charlotte tap out. I saw a lot of people complaining that Charlotte as a champion was tapping out, but, you know, that's okay now and again for Charlotte to lose. Like, she's still a really good champion, real credible champion, you know, as a women's champion. And, you know, it's just to show that Sasha can beat her, you know, and that sort of makes you, you know, get into the match a bit more. So, yeah, I don't think it hurt Charlotte for tapping out. Really good match. And, yeah, probably from here, I guess, hopefully Bayley comes on to one of the main shows. And I imagine Charlotte will go on to wrestle Sasha at SummerSlam. Next match, Wyatt versus the New Day. Just want to say, to start with, the New Day should never break up, like, ever. They're just so entertaining, like, just so good. I hope, because there's rumours that, you know, within the next year they might break up, and I really hope they don't, because maybe Big E will do well singly, but I can't see Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston, we know, is very mediocre as a singles competitor, so I really hope the New Day stick around. I don't really see there's any need for them to break up. They're so over, that they're over it, probably the most over they're ever going to be in their career. So just keep them together. Not all tag teams have to break up. It's cool. Yeah, I don't know what I thought in the match. Had some sort of this like Woods versus Bray sort of hypnosis thing. I'm not really sure what I thought of that. I mean, it's okay for to show that Xavier Woods is scared of Bray Wyatt. That's fine. But like to have this sort of like hypnosis sort of weird thing going on in the match, I didn't really think, you know, I didn't really think much to that. But overall, this has been like a really good rivalry, and I hope the New Day go on to something really good here to defend their tag titles, maybe against Enzo and Cass, or maybe a sort of triple threat tag match. Maybe we'll see. I could maybe see them do like a ladder triple threat at SummerSlam, but you know, we shall see. Hopefully, it was nice to see Big E was okay, because he took a nasty knock in the match when he went through the ropes. He landed straight head first onto the floor. It looked really nasty, but thankfully he looked absolutely fine. So afterwards, seeing him like in the backstage segments and stuff. So luckily Big E was okay. Wyatt's got the win, as I predicted. Sister Abigail on, I think it was on Xavier Woods for the win. Not a fan of the Wyatts sort of breaking up with Strowman. I think Vince McMahon just likes that sort of big, massive guy on Raw, and that's what he's going to try and do with him. Hopefully it works out. I don't know if it will. Hopefully Bray Wyatt will push on to be the biggest heel on SmackDown. And yeah, maybe I can imagine seeing Cena and AJ going on to a one-on-one match at SummerSlam, so maybe Ambrose will go on to a rivalry with Bray Wyatt, which could be a really cool thing, because they've got like a month to build it up now as well. The next match we saw, Ryder versus Rusev. Ryder looked a bit of a bell end of his attire coming into the ring. I'm kind of getting sick of the whole whoever Rusev sort of faces, it's like a US versus his nationality gimmick, which was fine at the start, but now it's getting a bit overdone. Just trying to get someone over by doing the whole USA thing. But yeah, I mean, it was Ryder put in a good shift. You know, I never thought he was going to win the match, and that was the case. Rusev got the win of the accolade. Is it Mojo Riley? I don't really know too much about him, but after the match, when Rusev was not, you know, he kept putting the beat down onto Ryder. Mojo Rawley came out with the save. Rusev didn't want anything to do with him, so just sort of walked out the ring. But yeah, it was an okay match. It wasn't anything to write home about, but it was okay. You know, I guess with Ryder now, they're going to bring the Hype Bros back together on SmackDown, so that's like a tag team you have on SmackDown. And I wasn't at first when we had all these separate tag teams on different shows, on each show, Raw and SmackDown. I didn't know what to make of it because I thought all tag teams should be on one brand, but now I'm starting to think they actually might bring two tag team championships, which I'm not sure if I like. But looking at the tag teams you have the Hype Bros. This is for SmackDown. You have the Hype Bros. You have American Alpha, Vaudevillains, Usos, Breezango, and the Ascension. And you may think there could be a tag team they make, you know, sort of put two guys together as well as a tag team. So I don't know how I feel about it. Not necessarily like it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they actually bring two tag team championships as well. Because I think if they were going to have one, they should have just made the tag team championship exclusively to one brand. Like they have the women's. Well, they haven't the women's actually, but with the cruiserweights, and that's how I would have done it. I'm not a fan of different women's titles, two women's titles, two tag team titles. I can understand a world title one, but anyway, Zayn versus Owen, match of the night. Great match. I don't know what it was, but Kevin Owens really reminds me of Buzz from Home Alone. I don't know what it is, and if it's his voice or the way he looks. I'm deciding why. I'm not sure why he reminds me of him, but he really does for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, the match was absolutely insane. Some really, really good spots. Just what a match. Just, you know, these guys could wrestle every pay-per-view. It's fine. It wouldn't get boring. It seems that way. It's just yeah. But Zayn got Zayn with 2 accolade kicks to win. I did predict Zayn to win. I think I was one of the few people that did, because I really think there's going to be a SummerSlam rematch, and I think that will be the final match they have for a while, maybe to like WrestleMania sort of time or the Royal Rumble or something. But I think this sort of feud is going to end at SummerSlam with Kevin Owens winning the sort of overall feud that they're having, winning the war. And I think at SummerSlam they should have like some sort of gimmick match. Iron Man match would be awesome. Or, you know, no holds barred, last man standing, something like that. They just need this sort of gimmick match to finish the feud now for a few months, and then, you know, SummerSlam would be a really good place to end it, and they can go on and do their own separate things. So yeah, Zayn won. Hopefully there'll be a SummerSlam rematch. But yeah, it was just such an awesome match, such an awesome match. I mean, you felt like you needed a cigarette afterwards, and I don't even smoke, because it was just like, you just feel so satisfied because it was just such a good match, and it's not often you're satisfied with watching WWE pay-per-view matches, and that one you certainly were. Wasn't a fan of where they placed the next match, Natty versus Becky, because whatever. I mean, I think they should have done the highlight reel after the Zayn and Owens match, because it was like, whatever's going to happen after that, it was always going to be the sort of cool down thing. I mean, Orton and Jericho, you could have had that still been sort of engaged. But with Natty and Becky, it was always going to be hard for them anyway to have that interest, to be honest. And yeah, it was. I don't even know why Becky lost. I mean, Natty won with I think she won with the sharpshooter. I wasn't too much. You know, I think I was tweeting at the time and stuff, and I wasn't too much interested. Not a fan of Becky losing, because she was a number 1 female pick for SmackDown, and you sort of need to invest in that, I think. And it just seems every time I see Becky on some sort of pay-per-view match or a big match, she loses. And I know you got to make Natty look good as well, but she can be a badass heel, and that's fine. And like, nothing's gonna, you know, Natty's not gonna lose any credibility, but I think it hurts Becky more by her losing than it does Natty. But you know, hopefully they do still keep pushing Becky and she does get a good chance to become a really top person on SmackDown. But yeah, Natty won. It was what it was. It wasn't great. As was the next match, Darren Young versus The Miz. I had high hopes for this match. I was really quite interested in the sort of Darren Young gimmick. But it was just... You know what, I used to like The Miz, and I do still like his character. But wrestling-wise, he seems to have slowed down so much. I know you do as you get older, but even so, like, you know, guys like Cena and Orton can still go, whereas Miz, it just like feels like he slowed down so much at the times where he was, even when he was tagging with John Morrison and when he won his first US title when he was a WWE champion. It just felt like he slowed down so much, and it was a really tough match to watch. I don't know what the fuck happened as the finish. I'm not sure why the referee stopped the match so soon when Darren Young just came out to protect his coach, and he put his hands on The Miz, who he was actually meant to be in a match with and was fighting. So I don't know why that happened. I think it was, you know, it was a hard one because they want to keep they sort of want to keep credibility on Darren Young, but they want to obviously have the IC title on SmackDown. So yeah, The Miz retained. Really weird finish. Not much to talk about really. Next was the 6-man tag: Cena, Enzo, and Cass versus The Club. If anyone wants to know what over is in professional wrestling, just look at Enzo and Cass, because they are just so over. But yeah, the match itself was a really fast-paced match, really good. I was surprised John Cena got the... At first I was surprised John Cena pinned AJ Styles, because I thought they'd protect him more, and it seemed like Gallows and Anderson were really protecting AJ Styles to not get pinned in the match, so I was surprised that that happens. But now I thought about it, I can actually see it making sense, because now they're 1-1, they both pinned each other, it's 1 each, and it goes into SummerSlam where they have the one-on-one match. We all assume it's going to happen with Cena, AJ Styles. It could even be a triple threat with Dean Ambrose in there, you know, if you want to put Dean Ambrose in with John Cena and AJ Styles. They might for the championship, I don't know. But AJ Styles and John Cena, one apiece, going to SummerSlam. John Cena won the attitude adjustment off the top rope. Really awesome match. Enzo and Big Cass did well. Big Cass hit a hell of a big boot at some point outside the ring to AJ Styles. It was, you know, a really good shot. Highlight reel. Great to see Randy Orton back. Thought that when he'd come out he'd get a bigger pop, but it was an okay pop, but it wasn't, you know, a really big, you know, it wasn't really big pop. I really like the whole I don't give a fuck attitude that Orton's given now. He was dropping bombs. He mentioned, like, he dropped a bomb for Chris Jericho about returning and facing Fandango at WrestleMania. And he dropped about performing enhancing drugs and talking about Brock Lesnar. Sort of a shot of Brock Lesnar to Roman Reigns, maybe. But yeah, it was just... I just like the whole not heel, face Orton. It's not a heel or face. It was just, I'm Randy Orton. I don't give a shit. I just want to come out and RKO people. And I kind of really like that attitude. Like, I hope they keep this sort of I don't give a shit and let Randy Orton say what he wants to say. I really hope they keep that and let him do that. Hopefully they do. But yeah, Randy Orton ended up giving Jericho the RKO. That was inevitable. It was going to happen. And yeah, it's going to be interesting for you to see how they do it with Brock Lesnar on Raw and Randy Orton on SmackDown. It's going to be interesting to see how they sort of interact with each other, because I can't see Brock Lesnar doing too many appearances on a Tuesday. But you never know. They might just be on separate shows and just doing promos and stuff with Paul Heyman on Raw and Randy Orton on SmackDown, just on the mic stuff. They might not even see or touch each other till SummerSlam, which in a way might work. Anyway, main event time. Triple threat match. Really good opening video that they showed for the sort of history of the Shield. Roman came out to loads of boos, and for the love of God, they just need to make him heel. It's like they're just being a real stubborn kid, and they just like won't give in to like Roman Reigns being like top baby face. It's just not working, is it? It's just, you know, with all the whole sort of performance enhancement drugs things he's been doing and his suspension, you think this is the perfect time now to become heel. Like, I was waiting for the spear after the match to Dean Ambrose, but nothing happened. He's going to come out tomorrow on Raw and goes, I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm the guy. And it's just going to be like, oh, just shut the fuck up, mate. But yeah, Roman Reigns came up to lots of boos. It was a good match. It was a good, fun match. Kind of wish they still held the match out for SummerSlam or WrestleMania or something, or even Survivor Series. But yeah, it was a good match, a really good table spot where they, where Ambrose and Rollins teamed up for a second to put Reigns through the table. And I'm so happy for Dean Ambrose because I have to admit I had no faith that he'd win this match at all. I really thought it was going to be between most likely Rollins, and then if they were going to make Reigns heel, that he'd win. I really didn't think Ambrose would win, and he did. He hit the dirty deed on Roman Reigns after Roman Reigns hit the spear on Rollins. I think that was how it went. And 1, 2, 3, Ambrose won. All the SmackDown guys came out after and celebrated. So it's really going to be interesting to see what Raw do tomorrow night with their world title situation. You'd think a tournament or Seth Rollins will just hand the title to Seth Rollins, saying you're my number one pick. We've got a new championship. Does the unveiling, say we've been working all day on this new championship, or maybe retire an old heavyweight, maybe sort of, so not retire, bring a retired championship like the world heavyweight title back, and so you're my number one pick, Rollins, take the title. They could do that, or they could have a tournament. I prefer the tournament because it gives guys like Cesaro and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn a chance to be involved at least in the world title situation. But no, really good with Dean Ambrose. I kind of hope he goes on here to wrestle someone credible, has a really good, credible SummerSlam opponent. We shall see. I'm really interested to see Raw and SmackDown this week. Yeah, really good show overall. I hate the people bitching about it. It's like some people aren't happy unless they're bitching. You know, compared to what WWE do give us sometimes pay-per-views, I'll take this all day long. I'll give it a solid B grade. Yeah, but anyway, guys, I'm tired. It's gone 4 o'clock in the morning. Sorry I've rushed this video a bit. But yeah, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, I'll put the links below. Thanks for the guys who've done that already, the support's been great, but please remember to subscribe to me as well so you get to see the videos, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you so much, cheers, bye.